Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching yet another episode of Lima Shenanigans of 1977. It's Tuesday night, and you know what that means. It's time for your WWE NXT Event Center report. And now here is the man to bring you that report, Mr. Eric M. Lima.
Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Episode 1713 of the show. How's it going, everybody? Hope you guys are having a wonderful, blessed day. I hope you guys had a wonderful, blessed day. It is almost 10:30 at night, and October the 1st, 2024, the first day of October. We got to get into the NXT season premiere on the CW. Well, you know what that means, new stuff. And but before we get into that, I want to talk about NXT Level Up from this past... the final NXT Level Up of September. I don't know if there's going to be one in October because they changed everything around. We shall see. If there is an NXT Level Up, I will report it to you. If not, I'm going to try to make an effort to combine both NXT and NXT Level Up. And if I try to keep in the habit of that, I will try to combine both NXT and NXT Level Up on the reports. So that's what's on the menu, right? Let's talk about TNT, the team of Tyson DuPont and Tyreek Igwe going up against Cale Dixon and Uriah Connors, and Tyson DuPont and Tyreek Igwe, the big men, have won their match with their innovative offense. So Ruka and Danny Palmer were just chatting about, looking forward to NXT on the CW and all that. So Mr. Stone and Stevie Turner interrupted and said, "Hey, listen, you guys are going to have a match one-on-one." And they just chatted about it and said, "Yeah, it'll be a great match. I'm looking forward to it. Let's get to it. I'll see you out there." So, and then Mr. Stone looked at Stevie Turner and said, "That went well. Are you mental?" She says. And they're mental, and they're still arguing. My goodness. Channing Stacks Lorenzo took on Jasper Troy. And Jasper Troy's big size could have proved to be a disadvantage for Stacks until Luca Cristofino goes, "I got you. Watch this." And he walked by and then placed a pair of brass knucks in the ring. Jasper Troy thought he would use them. Referee takes it away from him. Stacks takes advantage of it. 1, 2, 3. Stacks ends up winning the matchup, outsmarting Jasper Troy. And then Connors and Dixon were complaining about losing, and they were getting sick of it. Those two should be a tag team, and those two should come up with some kind of gimmick. And they should, and they're both pretty boys. Why not do something like that, Do something similar to Pretty Deadly. I don't care. Uriah Connors and Cale Dixon need to make a change, and need to make one very, very fast. So there's that. Well, the women's matchup was the main event. So Ruka against the Daredevil Danny Palmer. Heck of a matchup between these two ladies. It could have gone either way, but in the end, Danny Palmer made a mistake, and So Ruka caught her with the Soul Snatcher out of nowhere. 1, 2, 3. So Ruka won the matchup, and the two hugged it out and became good friends afterwards again. Heck of a matchup and heck of a deal. So, will it be an NXT Level Up episode in October? We shall soon see. Let's talk about NXT Premeire on the CW, shall we? And what a premiere it was. And like I said, there's a new NXT logo. That means there's new backgrounds. Silver and black we're going with this time. And Shawn Michaels came out to kick off NXT and along with Triple H, it's like D-Generation X and DXT, as I like to call it. And they said, "Are you ready? Let's get to it." And they presented new NXT Heavyweight and Women's Championships. And you know what that means. and you totally know what that means. It means I gotta make a new thumbnail again. I just made a new thumbnail for CW. Now I gotta make another new thumbnail. Oh my goodness, what am I going to do? So I think this thumbnail I have will be temporary. I'm probably going to be working on another thumbnail this week. My goodness. Come somebody shoot me, please. Don't do it. Don't shoot me. You know what I mean? It's like, oh my gosh. It's like, I just made a thumbnail. I'm not going to make another one. Oh boy. I do apologize, folks. And I will get on that right away. I'm like cracking myself up here. Cracking myself up here. So, yep. So it kicked off with the NXT Women's Championship, Roxanne Perez versus Julia. Heck of a matchup between these two ladies. But then Roxanne Perez decided, well, I'm going to grab the new NXT Women's title. And she was about to use it. The referee says, what are you doing? Stop with all that. While that's going on, an unknown woman in a hoodie attacked Julia. And then throws her back to the ring. Roxanne Perez hits the pop rocks. 1, 2, 3. Roxanne Perez retains the title. I know a lot of folks are not happy with Julia not winning the title. Hey, give it some time. Julia will be champion. Trust me on this one. But there is an obstacle of the unknown assailant. So as Roxanne Perez was celebrating, she was looking at who the unknown assailant was. None other than the returning Cora Jade. Cora Jade is back, cutting no slack on the attack. And believe me, Julia is going to have her hands full. And when Stephanie Vaquer gets there as well, she's going to have to back up Julia if she wants to be the NXT Women's Champion. So, and Julia will have to use Stephanie Vaquer's help. So, they're building the storyline here. Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade back on the, back as friends. Well, a little bit more on that situation. And Fraction was playing WTK4 and talking about their match against A-Town Down Under. It seems like both Nathan Frazier has A-Town Down Under in his head. He's playing with his head so badly, but then Axiom tried to reason with him. He said, you know what, you got a good point, get another game going. He's trying to relax, so there's that. Abel was talking to CM Punk and said, listen, I'm concerned about this matchup. I'm concerned you're not going to call it down. I said, and CM Punk said, I talked with both gentlemen. I'm telling them I'm going to call it down the middle. Alexis King comes in there and was talking, and then CM Punk was like, no, I was a fan of your dad. He said, I'm trying to be better than him. And CM Punk kind of had an understanding attitude towards him. And he goes, listen, I saw what happened, I saw what happened. He tried to tip a tat. You got to do, and CM Punk gave him some advice. Alexis King says, thank you. Look like Alexis King's turned over a new leaf. Interesting. So it'll be very interesting if Metaphor is going back to their heelish ways. And a little bit, so, as you know, if you see the new intro for NXT, Noam Dar is part of it. So Noam Dar is still with the company. So that's a good thing. So we'll see what happens there. Lola Vice and Jada Parker were arguing in the locker room about their matchup. Keilani Jordan tried to smooth things over. And then as they both walked out, Keilani Jordan said, good thing I have a plan B. You think, recruiting, if if Lola Vice and Jada Parker can't get along, Keilani Jordan cannot recruit them against Fatal Influence, because Fatal Influence is primarily targeting her for the North American Championship. More on that story. Then there's a street fight between Zachary Wentz and Wes Lee. These two men went at it. I mean, this matchup could have gone either way, but in the end, Wes Lee picked up the victory. It was the most insane thing ever. Then there was Miz TV, and when fans were booing him because they saw what happened the last time on Monday Night Raw, Miz TV walking on our troop, to tell me how you really feel. Yeah, the love child of Fire Marshal Bill and the whammy from Press Your Luck. Yep, back to his old ways again. I am not surprised. And believe me, Miz has every right to be arrogant and be hated when you have a hot smoking wife like Maurice. But I'll tell you one thing. Miz hit the jackpot with Maurice. But let me tell you, you're turning your back on a good guy like R-Truth, man. You in trouble. You in trouble. Anyways, Obafemi and Tony D'Angelo were the guests on. And Obafemi thinks that Tony D'Angelo can't beat him. But Tony D'Angelo believes that he can. He said, I grew up 20 minutes from here. And all family and friends are here. And he's determined. He said, they're not going to fight. And then Obafemi said, they're not going to fight for you. It's only me and you. You know what? I would have said to Obafemi, listen, I know they're not going to fight for me, but they're with me. They'll be with me here. You see, that's what you don't get out, Obafemi. You may be a big guy. You have all the skills you got. But if you don't have this heart, if you don't have the people that believe in you inside of you, with you in spirit, you're not going to walk out the North American champion. You may be on the way to be the longest reigning North American champion ever, Well, I don't know, Oba. Tony D'Angelo's got a lot of heart. So Cora Jade was in an interview. Says Cora Jade, yes, I'm back, and you know what? And you know, everybody misses me and all that. And then Roxanne Perez interrupts her and said, well, what was that? You know, and then Cora Jade's like, you know, you know, I'm trying to make sure the women's title, you know, I don't, you know, everybody's talking about Julia, it's Stephanie Premeire and all that. But you know what? And I got you your title. You're welcome. I said, you know what? Maybe a common enemy get us back together. Man, they are former women's tag team champions. So, they were old friends at one point. If they get back together, that spells trouble. That spells trouble. By the way, before the street fight, Vic Joseph said, who's the phony tough and who's the crazy brain? And I recognize that quote, those quotes. I said, did Vic Joseph just quote The Undertaker? I think he did. I believe he did. So he liked my post and reposted it. Yep, Vic Joseph, what a smart wrestling fan. He knows. He knows who that quote was from. He knows that I know where that quote was from. I'm the only one that picked up on it. Picked up on that quote. Phony tough, crazy brain. The Undertaker did that quote back in 1999, 25 years ago. When he was kind of part of that Ministry of Darkness thing and that corporate ministry thing when we teamed up with Big Show, and that's where he came up with the phony, tough, crazy brain thing. I like it. I like it. I like it. All right then, Lola Vice and Jada Parker took on two members of Fatal Influence, in this case, J.C. Jane and Fallon Henley. And Kaylani joined the Women's North American Champion, joined on commentary. And then during the matchup, during the heated matchup, Fallon Henley pushed Lola Vice into Jada Parker, was distracted by Jasmine Nix at ringside. And Lola Vice said, I didn't mean to do it. Jada Parker says, that's twice. I'm walking out. And Fatal Influence took advantage of it. Just like The Miz did last night. Jada Parker pulled a Miz. 1, 2, 3. Fatal Influence wins the matchup. And now we got that riffraff out of the way. We're going to target the NXT North American Women's Champion. So Kaylani Joining can come out. And Kaylani Joining come to the ring and see you can fight us and beat the fighting champion. And then Kaylani Joining says, I knew you guys were trying to pull this. And we can go right now, but I didn't come alone. Come to find out she's made some new friends. In the women's tag team champions, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. And they made quick work and clean house of Fatal Influence, which leads next week in St. Louis. That's right, St. Louis. There will be a six-woman tag team matchup as Fatal Influence. That will be that will be J.C. Jane, Fallon Henley, and Jasmine Nix to take on the team of NXT North American Women's North American Champion Kaylani Jordan and the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. What a team. And a lot of people think that's a dream team. And you know what? I have to agree. So we shall see. That's going to happen. Also, the NXT North American title, the men's North American title, will be on the line. Obafemi defending it against none other than the Don of NXT, Tony D'Angelo. That is going to be a heck of a matchup for sure. And Javon Evans addresses that his match against Randy Orton. Come to find out, Randy Orton is his idol, his hero. So this is going to be a very interesting matchup for next week as Javon Evans takes on St. Louis's Randy Orton in St. Louis. So the hometown boy is going to get an advantage, but Javon Evans knows that. And Randy Orton says, hey, I've seen him. I like what he does. I want to test him. I want to test his mettle. So Randy Orton's looking forward to facing some of the great talent at NXT. Javon Evans is going to test his mettle. Another lady's on her way to NXT. Who is it? It shows a big, tough woman with long red hair, and she's walking on a desolated highway, and there's a highway sign that leads straight to NXT. It seems like, could it be the Australian Delta is on her way to NXT? Oh boy, the NXT Women's Division is never going to be the same. You got Julia, Stephanie Premeire, and now this young lady on her way to NXT. This is going to be interesting for sure. And then the NXT titles on the line. The referee was CM Punk calling it down the middle. Ethan Page tried to do a flip on the ropes. Punk caught him. Ethan Page tried to argue with him. Punk says focus on the matchup. Trick Williams got him a couple of times, a couple of trick knees. And then, but didn't work it. They keep kicking out. And then as they rolled out of the ring, CM Punk checking on both people, instead, making sure everybody's okay. And didn't start the count. And then got back into the ring. And then Ethan Page did the unthinkable. Tried to do the GTS in front of CM Punk, but then Trick Williams got out of it, hit Page with the trick knee shot. 1, 2, 3. We have a new NXT champion. He was presented with a new NXT championship belt, and Page and Punk were shoving while Trick Williams was celebrating, and then Punk gave Ethan Page the GTS. I would not be surprised if this coming Saturday, Ethan Page got himself involved in a Hell in a Cell match with Drew McIntyre. Can we see another feud there? I don't know. It's going to be a lot of fun. Well, that's all the time we have on this show. Episode 1713 of Eric Lima Shenanigans, 1977, NXT Event Center, October 1st, 2024. CW Premeire. Next week will be two more title matches. The tag team titles on the line. Nathan Frazier and Action defend against A-Town Down Under. And then the North American title, the men's North American title on the line. Oba Femi to defend against Tony D'Angelo. So Javon Evans will take on Randy Orton. And Kaylani Jordan will join forces with as the NXT Women's Champion and Women's North American Champion, joining forces with WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair as they take on Fatal Influence in a 6-woman tag. That's going to be a lot of fun. So, that's all the time we have on the show. Tomorrow, we're going to spin that one-man bandit against that rotten Beavis-looking butt-headed devil. And I'm going to kick his butt once again. I'm hoping to do it. All right. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed night. God bless you and protect you and love you, keep you. And to the folks affected by Hurricane Helene, stay strong, stay faithful, and I pray for God's restoration for things you've lost, and for peace as well, and healing, for not just physically, but mentally and emotionally and psychologically for you guys out there. I know you guys are going through a lot out there. My heart is with you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in the next episode. Until that next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, please take us home.
That is all for today's episode. This is your announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, doing for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with a Raven Bofa Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching today's episode. Tune in next time for another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Goodbye for now.